the being, your consciousness, your very center, I can say life means the way in which you feel totally satisfied. I can say life is an energy, life is an expression, life is a solid experience of your inner consciousness, and on which not only the activity, living in which way you feel totally satisfied. That is what I call it life, which gives you a deep satisfaction. I think I'll be able to explain what is life by this small story which happened in Einstein's life. The deathbed, Einstein was questioned by the junior scientists. Sir, if you get one more birth, because in the last phase of his life he started believing there is many births. Even though he's a Jew, he started believing. Not only he started believing, he started declaring in a public way, I know there are many births. And in the last phase of his life, he became more like a mystic than a scientist. All his words, he started speaking in the language of mystics. One of his junior scientists is asking, if you will get one more birth, if God gives you one more birth, what way you want to live? He says, better I will become a plumber than a scientist. Juniors were shocked. Yeah. Then they asked him, what happened? Why you didn't enjoy the life of being a scientist? He says, I have achieved the lifestyle. I have got whatever I wanted to have. Technically, I have achieved everything. The money, name and fame, status, the respect, everything. But I feel I missed my life. The young age, I always wanted to be a plumber. And somehow, I was not able to adjust with my boss. So I escaped from his place and started my education, and I came in the scientist community, and by running, I have come to the top. Now standing in the top, I feel like a fool. What have I done? What has happened? What has been achieved? He says a beautiful statement in a beautiful way. The greatest truth of this century is discovered by me, but my life has become a lie. My life has become a lie. If he has lived as a plumber, nobody might have noticed him. He may not have achieved the lifestyle, but I tell you, you would have achieved the deep core of life itself. The life gives you such a deep satisfaction, such a deep fulfillment, you never bother about the lifestyle. Lifestyle is something related to your conditionings. If you are taught by your models, the actors or the ideals, wearing jeans is a lifestyle, you go for jeans. If you are taught by your ideals, the models, a different kind of fashion dress, immediately you go for that type of dress. So lifestyle is a conditioning given to you by society. Life is societal. Lifestyle, or what do you call as? Lifestyle is societal, but life is natural. Whatever comes to you as a natural is your life. Whatever is given to you by society is lifestyle. Lifestyle is the superficial thing, just a skin deep, but life is the core of your being. If you can keep in touch with your life, with your consciousness, even in the lifestyle you will be more happy. Whatever lifestyle you may live, you will be more happy. But we always run behind lifestyle. we think lifestyle needs to be changed. If you have any problem, immediately you think there is some problem in my lifestyle. No. There can be no problem in the lifestyle. If you start changing the lifestyle, you will never end. You will never end. In my camps, I ask the people, can you tell me what is worry? People always start telling me the reasons about worry. Tell them, no, don't tell me the reasons. Because if you start working on the reasons, you will never end. It's unending. Start working on the subjective experience of worry. So when you start working on the lifestyle, it will never end. Start working on the life itself. Create more awareness. Create more consciousness. As long as you are struggling with the lifestyle, you can never feel fulfilled. You can never experience the relaxedness. Man can never relax till he reaches graveyard if he is working with the lifestyle. Even in the tomb, he may be worrying, oh, these guys have put such a simple tomb for me. If you are running, if you are continuously bothered about lifestyle, you will bother how my graveyard is polished, how my tombstone is polished. And here I heard people purchase the plats. If it's onlooking, if it's a onlooking ocean or if it's onlooking a lake or something, the rate is high. When you are too much bothered about lifestyle, naturally you run just to fall in the graveyard. Nothing more than that. There's a beautiful story in Zen Buddhism. One guy wanted to have 1 acre land so that he can grow his vegetables. He prayed to God, and instead of God appearing, Saturn appeared. And Saturn appeared in the form of God and said, don't worry my son, I give you the boon, not only 1 acre. Tomorrow from morning till night, whatever area you cover by running, that land belongs to you. If God means, he would have given just 1 acre, and you would have really lived happily. But it is Saturn. He said, tomorrow from morning till night, whatever area you cover by your running belongs to you. This guy thought, oh, that's nice. I can walk up to 10 acres so that I will have enough space for vegetable and my house and for everything. After 1 hour he thought, I think I should walk 20 acres so that I will have for my next generation also. After 1 hour he thought, why not 100 acre? After all, God has told me, I can have a small kingdom itself. Next day morning he decided, let me not calculate, let us do as much as possible, let me run as long as possible. The moment sun started, he started running. By the time he was carrying his food, by the time it is 2 o'clock, his body said, please give me a little food. He thought, no, tomorrow we can eat. Today, let me run. Today if I run a little more time, tomorrow we can eat. So food is afterwards, let me run. Again he started running. Around 6 o'clock, almost, his body is begging, please give me at least little water. He says, no, tomorrow you have water, now run. By 6:30, body said, no, I cannot even step. I cannot put even 1 step further. Please forgive me. He says, no, already there is a beautiful river. This bank of river belongs to me. Why not that bank also? So that I can have a bridge. Somehow pushed himself to cross the river. 7 o'clock, he saw that side of the river. There is a beautiful graveyard. He said, I have made enough place for the kingdom. I should make this graveyard also mine so that my people will have proper graveyard. He started running. The sun is about to set. 7:15. Sun is setting. But he says, no, I can't run anymore. He said, no, just let me finish this graveyard so that I'll have a clear graveyard also for my country. He ran. The moment he saw the sun is setting, he fell and never got up. If you look little deeply, really the same thing happens to our life. We never relax. Understand? We never relax. We always postpone the enjoyment afterwards. We say, let me enjoy the life later on. Let me enjoy the life later on. When you are studying, you say, I will enjoy when I am married. When you are married, you say, after the kid. When you are having the kid, you say, let him get educated. Then you say, let me finish the job. Then you say, I'll retire and then I will enjoy the social security. By the time you are retired, you are trained to run. You create a mental setup which never lets you relax. You create a lifestyle which never lets you relax. You can see, I have seen in India, he would have got married, his son would have been married, even the grandson would have been married, but he will be sitting and reading the Hindu newspaper matrimonial column with a big glass. He will be reading the matrimonial column because there is no work. Same newspaper from morning till night, he will be sitting and reading. Even the editor wouldn't have read. Why? Whether you sit with a TV or you sit with a newspaper or you sit with some magazine, but you never sit with yourself. The capacity to sit with yourself is what I call life. The capacity to sit with yourself only gives you the first glimpse of life. Even if you don't have anything to do, you start thinking. You start planning or worrying. Continuous planning or worrying also. You are continuously bothered about lifestyle. You are bothered about what you heard or what you have seen or what you have read. These three, whatever inputs are put on you is all related to the lifestyle. Either you collect the data or process the data or work it out. You are continuously engaged in these three activities: collecting the data, processing it, or expressing it. In the level of greed, sex, you run, and just to drop dead. You never experience the life. If you really experience the life, you will never have the fear of death. Because life and death are not two things. It is both sides of a same coin. So if you really experience the life, you will never bother about death. If you experience life, you will understand death is not the end of the life. It is climax of the life. Climax is not end. It's a peak of your life. It's an intense experience, intense energy which is undergoing the transformation. Gita says death is nothing but changing the shirt. Just like you're changing the shirt, you change your body. And changing the body leads you to inner transformation. You change, you learn the new way to live. You learn new expression to live. The second level, you are caught in the fear. Again, in the fear. The whole lifestyle is based on fear. Our whole lifestyle, you can see, based on fear. Continuously, you are afraid of something or other. Even when you are enjoying something, you are afraid that you may lose that enjoyment. If you are not enjoying, If you are enjoying something, again you are afraid that any time you may miss it. Anytime you may lose it. The very lifestyle is nothing but the fear, continuous fear. Your second plane is based on fear. If you experience the life, the awareness, the core of your being, you know there is nothing to be afraid. There is nothing to lose. There is nothing which you can lose. If you can lose something, let them be lost as early as possible. Better the early you are free from it. Anything which can be lost is not worth having. Anything which can be lost is not worth having. The third plane, you live in the unnecessary worrying, what I call corrupted inner chattering. If your inner chattering is corrupted, inner chattering means your inner thinking. If it is corrupted and if it is continuously disturbing your own self, that's what I call worrying. All your worrying is about the lifestyle. About your lifestyle. When you are centered on the lifestyle, you continuously worry about something or other. Either about car, if you have car, you worry about the spare parts. If you don't have, you worry about having car. If you have car and the spare parts, you bother about something else. Something or other comes up. If you don't get anything also, you try to get something. As long as you are centered on the lifestyle, you continue to corrupt your inner chattering. Your inner chattering is continuously disturbed.